What's going on, everyone? So yes, as you see behind me, KARABAST is back. I am so excited. Well, not 100%, but like 95% back. There are still a couple of cards here and there that are not implemented for set 3, but as for like leaders and general purposes, they basically took and grabbed most of the most commonly played cards. So your classic Anakins and P38s and things like that, they are ready to go. And I've tested out a few decks. It's been running pretty well. I've had a ton of fun. And my goodness, am I ready to jump back on? It's a little bit of a better viewer experience, at least in my opinion. Also, it handles the rules reasonably well, for the most part, inside of the client. And so we don't have to worry about coordinating, as well as getting the rules right, as well as recording, as well as doing all these different things inside of Tabletop Simulator. So I am extremely excited. So for today, why don't we just jump into some games, playing a bunch of random decks that I already have before we dive into our regularly scheduled content in the future days. Also, because KARABAST is back, I will have a pretty big announcement in the next coming week or so. So stay tuned for that. I'm hoping to go ahead and get everything a little bit more situated, and then, well, just stay tuned. If you're in the Patreon, you might know a little bit sooner. Speaking of, big thank you to you guys over there. And also, I have a TCG player link, but I'm not going to waste any more time, guys. I just want to play some games, and I'm excited to dive into some games. So let's just jump in and try some matches here with some random decks. All right, and to start us off, we got ourselves a pretty nice one, playing double yellow Han. Let me move myself back into the little corner, shrink myself down just a little bit. Ooh, it's nice to be back, guys. It is nice to be back. Pretty decent hand here. We got ourselves the kind of classic. We can go and resource this DJ pretty much immediately. And then we have a lot of different options. I think I'll resource also this Spark Rebellion because we have a reasonable curve. And I'm interested in going ahead and dropping in this R2. The question is, do I discard this Liberated Slaves or this Gunship? I have a feeling Liberated Slave is not going to be all that great. And hey, look at that. That's a pretty nice one. Love grabbing that Kira here. And oh my gosh, how much easier is that in KARABAST than it is on Tabletop Simulator? Like, it's not like incredibly difficult on Tabletop Simulator or anything like that. It's just a matter of, my goodness, it's just a process, right? Because you have to handle it all yourself. Kira coming down, very, very nice play. If they have any sort of space units, we can go ahead and gunship it away, which is pretty nice. We're going to go ahead and immediately attack their B1 security team so they can't just get kind of free value on my R2. They're going to go ahead and attack for a little bit of damage. We're going to go ahead and play this. Do I want the Millennium Falcon or the gunship a little bit more? I think I actually care less about the gunship than the Millennium Falcon. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and resource the gunship. Play Kira. We've got a new adventure, Bosk, and P38. So we'll just name P38 just to kind of get that out of there. P38 is going to come down and potentially be able to kill off that R2, but no longer. Resource that Millennium Falcon. We're going to have to defeat a resource, but we can go ahead and resource either this Falcon. Well, I say resource big Millennium Falcon, then resource the Millennium Falcon small version, and then we'll be able to get down that Plo Koon potentially, which would be pretty nice. Let's see what my opponent decides to do. Ooh, now there are two of them for a Bosk. What a draw. What a draw. That was amazing for my opponent for sure. Let's see what they decide to hit. If it is... Okay, they're going to hit the R2. In that case, I'm just going to go ahead and kill off the Separatist Commando. And then we'll be able to use Plo Koon to kill off Bosk. So we'll play the Millennium Falcon as a resource, ambush, kill Bosk, and then pass. So now we'll have to defeat a resource, but that's totally fine because we can go Han Solo plus Enfys Nest this turn, and now we'll have kind of board domination. We can start hitting the base, right? Their P38 still costs a lot of resources, but again, we'll defeat a resource, go up to 5, put one of these gunships down as a resource, or whatever other one that we don't resource as a resource. Ready up Han and get in that Enfys Nest, which hopefully will be amazing. A new adventure, huh? I mean, you could a new adventure, but I mean, it doesn't really do much, huh? And you don't really want to do Kira because then I can just reset what I target. or what I name. Interesting. Opponent stuck on a new adventure. I don't know about this play, to be honest. Maybe KARABAST is breaking, guys. I don't know. Maybe our opponent hasn't selected a unit. Says our opponent is waiting for our opponent to go ahead and select a card. Don't know about that new adventure, to be honest. Really don't quite think that is the way to go. Maybe we're just lagging. I don't know. I'll just let them know if they're there. Hello? Okay. Well, I guess that's gonna be game one. Not bad. Our opponent might have disconnected or something. Don't know. They're not typing in chat. They're not choosing a card. So a flicker, and yeah, not really sure what is going on over there. But I think we would have won this game, to be honest. We would have had a 6 power Plo Koon, Kira going in and attacking in. Would have deployed Han, got the Infest Nest down. Don't really think they would have had too much going on, to be honest. Getting the Infest Nest down is insanely powerful. Let's move on to game number 2. Next up, we got ourselves some Anakin Blue against Obi-Wan Green. Love that. And, they're saying hi. Well, hello there, Stephen Wolf. Stephen Wolf. We are diving into a game here, and I'm excited about this Anakin Blue deck, of course. We're just playing some random decks here. Looks like great support from Paris. Well, thank you, good sir. Let's go to resource that Cassian, and I think we'll resource this Restored Arc. I want to get down the Village Protectors. I'm a huge fan of Village Protectors in this deck. It's just because so much value. Now, we don't, our opponent does not have the initiative, which makes it even more valuable because we can get the Village Protectors down, and assuming we're going to be able to keep initiative at that point, we're going to get the initial attack with Village Protectors, which is what makes that massive difference. And we have a nice 2-3, hopefully drawing a 4, and then Poe Dameron into Obi-Wan, which is a pretty reasonable curve. And this Obi-Wan deck's a little bit interesting. It's a little bit more of a soft control list, but Obi-Wan himself is a lot weaker against Anakin, to be honest, because we can get things. They're going to ECL immediately. Wow. Okay. I don't know about the ECL, to be honest, but I suppose let's go ahead and resource this A-Wing. I'll keep Rivals Vault in hand right now, and we're just going to go ahead and trade with that Restored Arc. I'm a little bit surprised about ECLing out the A-Wing. I suppose maybe that's their only turn 1 play, so if they don't do that, then they lose their Restored Arc without trading. So, that is a reasonable option, but I mean, Obi-Wan Green, it's got a couple of good ECL targets. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky to get a lot of value from that. I guess we'll go ahead and see. See what my opponent's got. Looks like they're going to resupply. Let's go get Village Protectors down, and let's see what my opponent decides to do. Okay, we're going to pass. And, we drew a 7-drop. So we drew a 6-drop and a 7-drop. And then we restore or resource that A-Wing. So now we're in a spot where I am not liking our spot nearly as much because we're just going to have to play this 2-drop. And that is really quite unfortunate. So don't like this nearly as much. Let's go ahead and just drop in that Queel. And we are going to go ahead and, wow, they have Mystic Reflection. What an amazing couple of cards there. There's a Razor Crest and a Sabine. I should have gotten in the attack with the Village Protectors, I think, before doing anything else. But that's going to be okay here. We're going to drop in that Poe Dameron, and I mean, we might be in a little bit of trouble here. We discarded Daring Rain, so nothing too strong there. Yeah, Mystic Reflection ended up just being absolutely amazing there for my opponent. What an amazing kind of turnaround there on the next couple of turns. They're going to go get down that Obi-Wan. We're just going to go ahead and, I think, play a Razor Crest here. Just get some more units on the battlefield. And let's see what my opponent decides to do here. Rivals Fall could be really, really good. Let's go ahead and just claim initiative. They're going to go ahead and get down that Obi-Wan, pump it up with Inspiring Mentor here, huh? I like Inspiring Mentor. They're going to go ahead and Sundari hit the base. Let's see what my opponent's got. hit our base for a nice whopping. Ooh, and they have the Bright Hope. What an amazing curve. Wow. Really, really nice draws from my opponent. We're going to just Rivals Fall that Obi-Wan immediately. Just get it out of the place. Prevent them from really doing anything too crazy. Again, they can get another experience on something. They can put it on their Kanan, which is reasonable. We're going to go ahead and attack in. We're going to go ahead and attack into Bright Hope, restore 2 here. Let's see what my opponent decides to do, though. Do they have, like, Luke Skywalker? If they have Luke Skywalker, this game feels pretty over at this point. We're going to go ahead and hit the Kanan. We draw ourselves an Obi-Wan, huh? Let's see what my opponent's got. If they pass here, I think I just take initiative. U-Wing Reinforcement. Okay. U-Wing Reinforcement is really, really rough for us. What an amazing curve from our opponent. Love this. Love the Obi-Wan over there. Doing some major work here. ECL ended up working out for them in the early game. So based on what they ended up drawing, what they got in their hand, works out. Ooh, wow. What a crazy hit to double space unit here. Wow. That is absolutely insane. We're going to go ahead and kill that Kanan, and then we're going to pass. We got ourselves a Mystic Reflection. We got ourselves a Luke Skywalker. Daring Raid could be potentially decent. Let's resource this Sabine. I don't think it's going to be doing any favors for us here. Our opponent could have takedowns and all manner of different other things that is really, really bad for us. And that's a Luke Skywalker. I mean, it is rough for us. Absolutely rough for us. We can go ahead and drop in our Luke to kill their Ether Sprite, I suppose. But definitely not a great position by any means. They're going to claim initiative, huh? Not getting any attacks? Interesting. We have Restored Arc, Poe Dameron, Perilous Position, Daring Raid. I think I'll resource this Restored Arc. Let's see what my opponent's got here. I'm going to attack in for a whopping 6 points of damage. So I can go Forces with me and kill their Luke. Just hit for a nice whopping 8 points of damage. And I think we'll just Perilous Position away. I don't know what yet. Okay, we're going to go ahead and Perilous Position the Restored Arc just to save some damage here. We got 1 resource for a Daring Raid. And I hope my opponent doesn't have more space units. So they can start healing up their Bright Hope, by the way, which is a little bit scary. Ooh, another U-Wing Reinforcement. What an amazing, amazing draw for my opponent here in the late game. Absolutely love it. The Forces with me, by the way, was an excellent draw for us, so that was pretty good. What can we do? I mean, if we got an Obi-Wan's Ether Sprite, that could really change the game. We got a couple of those in the deck. Jedi Lightsaber could be good on a Luke if we keep controlling the ground arena. But our opponent's going to need something pretty good, I'd say, to battle out of this Luke. If they go all space, I think that's another way they can go about things. Really, we'll have to see. What do you got, opponent? They're still thinking about their U-Wing Reinforcements. This is a tricky one. Of course, they hit double space units. Yeah, that is brutal. Both of their U-Wing Reinforcements was exactly what they wanted here in these games. So really good one. They're going to go and heal up that Bright Hope. And let's see what we've got. Queel, Yoda. Not exactly extremely exciting. So we can go ahead and get down this like Poe Dameron to start discarding cards to hit their stuff. But I don't really know. I mean, they're going to hit us for 8. Absolutely brutal. I don't think we can resource this Daring Raid. I think we just need to go all in. I mean, I think we just need to start deploying some stuff. Let's go ahead and just get in for 8. Heal 3. There's an Ether Sprite. Attack. We're going to play a Yoda. And we're going to play a Poe Dameron. And then let's see if my opponent decides to take initiative. Okay, they're going to go ahead and just hit a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and just Daring Raid away the Restored Arc, We don't technically die to that Ether Sprite, so may as well just use that resource. And technically we have lethal on board. That's a Maz Kanata here. Very interesting stuff. Yularen, Kanan, heal up one. Sure thing. Okay, so we got a force throw here, huh? Okay. I mean, what are our best what are our options here? They obviously kill us if they attack with everything, but they attack for 4. Let's see, they attack for 4 and 4. That's 8. We can restore 3 plus 2, which would be 5. So technically, if they attack with these two, these two were not dead. We get an attack, that's 10. Technically, we win if we attack with Yoda first, if they have nothing. So we're just gonna go ahead and attack in with Yoda first. Get that restore going. Need to attack with Yoda first because our opponent could just attack our Yoda with the Kanan and then end in a different way, which is really, really rough. Okay, then hit the base. Now we restore. Oh, wait, no. Kanan actually discarded a card to get out of lethal range. I totally forgot about the restore 2 off of Kanan here, which is absolutely brutal. That one was... Let's see. Nothing else we could do. We just got to get in for that 6. And what a sweet game from my opponent. But, yeah, that... Oh, they're not just going to end the game? All right, well, they could have ended the game. But that was absolutely great from that mid game from my opponent. That Mystic Reflection plus the Kanan, was it? Turn? Absolutely insane. That really changed the game. I should have gotten in the attack with the Village Protectors. Let's move on to the next one. All right, into our next game here against double yellow Cad Bane. Against this deck, I don't know if this is the kind of hand we want. I'm really hoping, there we go, for like a Masamita, a, what's it called? Oh my gosh. Poggle. There we go. Something to like have the ability to have higher toughness at the beginning and spread out the damage a little bit more. Looks like they've got Lady Proxima. They can go ahead and deal damage to our Masamita. Totally fine. We'll get the phase 3 Dark Trooper out next turn. They got themselves a Greedo. Looks pretty nice as well. Scanning Officer, not exactly all that exciting. I think what we'll do is just go phase 3 Dark Trooper. And yeah, we can grab ourselves a Super Laser Technician. Nice little draw card there. They can go out and attack in. They got a Bazine. Sure, Bazine isn't really all that scary. And right here, I'll go ahead and deal damage to our phase 3 since they can just kill it with Greedo anyways. I'm going to take a resupply. I feel like the Super Laser Technician is just better in this scenario. For my opponent. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and trade off. Let's see if they get an event. Ooh, they did. So they get to kill my Masamita too. Really, really nice one for my opponent. Lots of value there. Lots of value. And then let's see what my opponent decides to do here. Waiting for my opponent to go ahead and decide. Okay, there we go. There's a Rook. I think I need to go on a resource. Maybe, yeah. I mean, the shield token is just not going to do anything for us really at this stage of the game. We're just going to play the Super Laser Technician. And yeah, I may as well just grab a Devastator because it's going to be so far away from when we can actually go ahead and get some value out of all the additional stuff. Let's see, Cloud Rider. Okay, we'll kill the Masamita off. Let's see if they want to hit the Super Laser Technician. If they do, that's totally fine. Cool. We'll go ahead and play the Confederate Courier since they went ahead and killed our Super Laser Technician. Let's see what my opponent's got. We're going to go and attack in for 1. We're going to claim initiative. So the idea there is if they didn't kill my Super Laser Technician and they kill my Masamita, then I have to use a damage from or a resource from Palpatine, and I wouldn't have been able to play out this Confederate Courier. So that ended up working out pretty nicely. Here, I'm just going to start off with a Super Laser Technician. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice it, deal damage to something, and then play out that resupply, and then we can potentially steal whatever they play here, or just set up really nicely by ramping a ton. And then we can just deploy Palpatine and then use it as an overrolling barrage, like a double overrolling barrage turn. Because we're going to ramp up to 8 resources here. Okay. Little bit surprised on just attacking my Sea Blazer Technician like that. To be honest. Give me an extra resource is a little bit scary, to be honest. And we also have the Enterprising Lackeys here, by the way. We could always play that. Double yellow could still have cunning, could still bounce some things, could still cause some major issues. McClunky here, huh? I mean, sure. It doesn't really do a whole lot. Okay, they're going to go ahead and bounce the Bazine. Then they can go ahead and deal 3 damage to a unit. Sure, we're going to resupply. I mean, our opponent is doing a lot of things, but we are just kind of ramping. We're just chilling. We're up to 9 resources next turn. The following turn, we can literally just play a Devastator. Not that our opponent could have done anything differently necessarily. It's just that's what's happened. Choose sides, strike true, Devastator. I like choose sides. This is a really awkward hand. We ended up drawing a bunch of nonsense is what it is. Let's go ahead and resource out this Enterprising Lackeys. Do I want to defeat something? Or do I just want to claim initiative here? I think I will go ahead and deal damage to this Forlom. Whatever resource. A new Maul. Was that right? Or was it a Royal Guard? Oh, no, it wasn't. Let's see, are they going to return the Forlom? I think I have to deploy Palpatine here regardless. I was thinking like maybe I could steal the Forlom, but if they have the Xanadu Blood to bounce their Forlom, which I think is a smart play, we're just going to go ahead and deploy Palpatine for no value here. We just got to get something on the board. And next turn we can deploy the Devastator. Kill Lady Proxima for free. Then we're going to go ahead and claim initiative. Now we just drop in a Devastator. There's a Poggle, Masamita. Let's go resource that Poggle. Not as useful at this stage. Yep, Devastator going to come down, smack this Cad Bane out of the sky. Xanadu Blood ended up being really good in terms of like just getting some value out on the battlefield. We're going to kill the Cad Bane here because Xanadu Blood cannot attack through this Devastator. Of course, they could end up in a spot where they bounce it and then get in some damage. But if they do that, then we can always Overwhelming Barrage next turn, kill the Xanadu Blood, and I think we're in a reasonable spot this stage of the game. Really would have liked to see a couple of different cards being drawn. We drew a lot of events here. Ooh, Cad Bane, huh? Cad Bane. For no value. That's rough. That is rough. And then next turn, we're going to be able to go ahead and Overwhelming Barrage. So our opponent can't steal anything. 8 or less remaining HP on this one, so can't do anything. We're going to claim initiative because we have the Overwhelming Barrage. And we're going to attack the Devastator, okay? There's Darth Vader. There's a command. I like all those cards. I think I'll resource this Masamita. The choose sides plus Darth Vader is really, really nice here. We're just going to Overwhelming Barrage. Oh, there we go. Do a nice 12 damage to the Cad Bane. And then we can also back it up with a second Overwhelming Barrage to kind of clear the board of anything else, which is going to be pretty nice, potentially. Of course, if our opponent, like, Change of Hearts hit, we can Overwhelming Barrage our Palpatine and go ahead and kill off the Devastator. So even in a situation like that, where they might be able to hit us for 12, we can avoid. because Change of Heart will basically use up their entire turn, and then we would be in a pretty good spot. And our opponent disconnected. Okay, so nice one with Palp Green. Let's move on to the next one. And to wrap it all up, it wouldn't be a finished video until we got in a game with Django Red. And then we pull this hand, the Heavy Persuader Ting, double Ruthless Raider, Fet's Fire Spray draw, which I think I'm going to go ahead and mulligan this one. I think we could do a lot better. That is more like it. I'm going to go to Resource. I like the ISB Agent plus Daring Raid. I like one of the Crafty Smugglers. I think there's some merit to going ahead and resourcing both Crafty Smugglers and going ISB Agent, Daring Raid, and punishing one. So I think that's an option, but I'm more interested in resourcing. Yeah, no, you know what? I think that's actually totally fine. We have a lot of 3 resource plays in the deck, and the same with a lot of 2 resource plays. So here we to go. Deal 1 damage to the Battlefield Marine, and yeah, we'll use Django Fett's ability just for the fun of it. And then we're going to go Daring Raid on the Battlefield Marine. Just get rid of it here. And then now, Confederate Tri-Fighter, Imperial Interceptor, both reasonable. I think in this spot, I would like to resource the Confederate Tri-Fighter, just in case they play a space unit. They claimed initiative. Okay, we're going to play a punishing one. Oh, I should have attacked for 1. Whoops. It was just so crazy to me. I was like, what just happened? But yeah. Okay, so Imperial Interceptor going to be resourced. I'd rather go ISB Agent over here. Interesting. Well, now I'll just go ahead and Surprise Strike. I think. Attack for 1 and then pass. Very weird game, to be honest. Very, very weird game. I think I want the Cartel Spacer. We can go ahead and attack into Captain Rex. Exhaust the Rex. I mean, what do we... I did have ECL here. They have Commander Cody, huh? Okay. Let's go Cartel Spacer. Cartel Spacer. Okay, there we go. Exhaust. Do something! Exhaust something! Okay. Let's ready up a Django. And I can hit the Jenga or the Cody, but I think I'll just breaking into their base for 5 and then pass. And the reason I'm doing this is because we have the Ruthless Raider plus Tarkin Town. So they're going to have to do a lot of different things to really outrace us. Like they'll have to have ECL, I don't even know, ECL, Ayla, they have to like a U-Wing reinforcement or something. So we could have Tarkin Town a lot of different stages of a Surprise Strike in, I suppose. But it just made more sense to just Surprise Strike. Since it was the most resource efficient play realistically. Gonna get down this with this Raider this turn almost assuredly. They have an Ayla, they get to kill the Django, we get to go Ruthless Raider, hit the Cody. Then we get to target town away the Cody. Doing this so that we can avoid as much damage as possible. I think if I'm the opponent, I just attack in with Cody on this ISB agent, but that's not what they decided to do. Target town, eventually. There we go. Let's get in for 1. +3, +2, pass. Ruthless Raider, great draw. 7 Fleet Defender, kind of mediocre. Definitely going to resource that one. And this game should be a wrap here. Our opponent doesn't really have any way to interact with our space units. They could have like a Bright Hope. Let's say they had a Bright Hope. They attack in for 10. And then we hit their Bright Hope with Ruthless Raider, kill it with Ruthless Raider. They're up to 19. 3, 2, they're up to 24. So we attack with the ISB agent first. Our opponent asks if we are him. We are him, in fact. Yes, I am the person. Love seeing all of you on KARABAST, guys. This is where I get to see a lot of the community out in the wild, I suppose. Cartel Spacer could be good as well, because we can go ahead and exhaust the Clone Trooper token, potentially. Kind of a U-Wing Reinforcement. U-Wing Reinforcement's one of those cards where that could make a little bit of, a little trickiness involved, because they can get like a Bright Hope plus Yularen, which would make that Bright Hope a 2/7, which is a lot better, right? Well, let's see what my opponent's got. Ha! Literally exactly what I didn't want to see, huh? In this case, what we'll do is just go ahead and attack the Ayla and exhaust it. I think the 1 damage is not nearly as valuable. I could have played out the Ruthless Raider, but what I want to do is we're going to attack into the Bright Hope and then kill the Bright Hope with the... Ooh, what do I want to do, actually? Actually, I should hit the Bright Hope with the Ruthless Raider and then finish off with the Cartel Spacer. And the reason I'm doing this is it's going to keep all my space units alive and set up for punishing one to be lethal. And look at that, it's a Fet's Fire Spray, pretty nice. I think exhausting the Ayla just gives me that little bit of extra edge that I otherwise would not have had. And the Bright Hope, yes, very good. Marauder coming in, also a very good card. Definitely something that's almost necessary against these types of decks. It's one of the reasons why I was putting Marauder in my deck. And heck, this could have been my deck. I don't know. Basically everything that I've seen. I don't remember playing Cody. I think I did play Cody. But let's go ahead and hit their base. You could use Django's ability. And yep, that's gonna be a wrap. I did play a couple Codys as far as I remember. I think it was like 2 copies of Codys. So that could have been my deck. They had the double Bright Hope. As I said, Bright Hope plus Yularen could get a little bit more tricky. They have the Marauder. If they had those a little bit earlier on in the game, then we would have been in a little bit more trouble, right? Because if they went like Marauder into my, let's say, punishing one, and maybe they got a resource out of it, it would have been so much better for them. But also, the fact that they didn't have a turn 2 play at all is really unlucky. If they had, like, let's say a Yularen, right, would have been so much better. Because then they would have gotten that constant restore, would have pumped up their units, would have saved some of their units from, like, Tarkin Towning, essentially, which would have been really nice. They could have even curved, like, Yularen into other units. We didn't see an Akbar. Akbar is one of those cards that's really weak against this matchup because of the space units. But can go out and one-shot things like Django, which is kind of nice. But overall, that was pretty sweet, guys. So hopefully you all are enjoying the KARABAST gameplay. I'm very excited for it to be back. I am very excited just to be diving into some games and very excited that I get to see all of you in the wild, huh? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all for the next one.